what he's showing here is basically we've got about a 6-inch flap that's going to come into the field, right? He's creased it a little bit. That way when you lay it in, you have a guideline to follow, and it's going to create this pig ear. Now, if we lay it over here, we're going to have a hard time welding it. So, roll it over and bring it down right here. See? Like this, it's going to just be really hard to weld that. I mean, you got to get in there, you got to get a roller on top of it. So the first thing you're going to do is walk it over so that your fold is basically like that. Okay? So if we're going to start over, let's say on this side.
So if you do it like that, you don't need a inside corner?
You don't need anything.
No, you need an inside corner.
No.
No, you don't need a...
Only if
we
you
haven't cut it.
Only if you cut it with the scissors, right?
If you cut it with the scissors,
you do
yeah.
the corner. Okay.
So let me grab another piece real quick.
But you would need a tip back on the
Yes. That way, I can come in like that, and it's easy to, without cutting out that little pie, it would look like this. And that's hard to weld up against the wall there. So, cut it, put it in place. This is great if you're using 60 or 80 mil in the wintertime. You know?
Say if you get that figure.
Let's see that.
Say if you got the figure. It would work, but now you got to cut. So now you want to put something inside there. So like something like a corner.
Well, a corner, an inside corner.
Okay.
You could do that though.
Cut it like in the middle, folding back over and down. Just as long as you have it.
Yeah, but that's basically what I've done here.
Right.
It's just, yeah, it's just easier for me personally to cut it like that. I mean, it doesn't take any time.
Right.
If you're going to do this, you wouldn't cut it at this point.
You don't need any patch or anything on that, right?
Right. You don't need a patch on this,
Except for a patch.
except for the T-patch. Say again. If you don't cut it, you won't.
Okay.
You know, because we got, here, let me just cut this. Start fresh, scrap. So, I got my flashing. If I don't want to cut it, if I don't want to use anything like this, I'm going to walk this over like I'm building a paper airplane. So the first thing I'm going to do, I got my gloves on, stick my hot air in here, weld that together. Now I've got this welded together. Now I'm going to lay it down. My first pass, all right, get that in real good. Then my second pass. And now's when you're gonna be cooking with some fire because we got 120 mils right there, right? So it's, you gotta put a lot of heat to it. And once I've got that down, come on out. Same thing on that side. Get and then drop your T-patch right there. Okay? So y'all try both ways. Obviously, I want to make sure it's nice and straight. Typically, you're going to be working with kind of a big piece. And then we'll put the inside corner in there. And this basically needs to be welded 100%. All of this needs to be welded in. So the first thing I'm going to do is weld here and here, because those are my angle changes. That's the hardest part. So you kind of start with the hardest part first. Put that in place. And then my T-patch. That's it. So this will be trickier than that table. This will be a little more difficult, but not too bad. And then over here,